That bullshit trying to. I can see myself on YouTube. I can see.
Okay, we are streaming live on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the information contained in your application for court-appointed counsel, as well as any information given to this court, will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you? So say I do.
I do.
Thank you. Please put your hands down. Your first appearance before the Magistrate Court of Clayton County. We are not here to try your case or to take a plea. You are here for the court to inform you of the charges against you, to advise you of certain rights, to set bail on those offenses for which the court is authorized to set bail, to schedule a preliminary hearing, and to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney. You have the right to remain silent and say nothing. But should you give up this right, anything you say during this proceeding may be used if this case goes to trial. During this and all other proceedings, you have the following rights. You have the right to the presumption of innocence until the state proves your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to indictment by grand jury for most felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors. You have the right to a speedy and public trial by jury. You have the right to see, hear, and cross-examine witnesses who are called to testify against you. You have the right to compel the attendance of witnesses on your own behalf by subpoena. You have the right to testify if you should choose to do so. However, should you choose not to testify, there can be no presumption of guilt raised by your failure to testify or offer any evidence. You have the right to have an attorney represent you. And at this point, we will appoint an attorney to each of you. Ma'am, please stand up. You're leaning on the wall. Please stand up straight. Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds for your release from jail pending the prosecution of this case. This bond may be cash, commercial, or a property bond. If you post a cash bond, someone will deliver the full amount of the bond in cash to the sheriff's office, who will hold it until your case is resolved. At that time, the cash will be returned to the person who posted the cash bond. If you use a commercial bonding company by the sheriff, someone will have to pay the company up to 15% of the total bond as their fee for your service. This fee will not be returned. Someone may also post a bond using their property if they have net equity in the property and an amount to equal three times, the total amount of bond. For example, if I set a bond at $2,000, your property must be at least $6,000 to qualify for a property bond. Some of you will have a special condition on your bond that prohibits you from contacting certain people or going around certain places. Everyone will at least have a bond condition that does not allow you to violate any laws while out on bond. These special conditions shall be acknowledged, and you will be prohibited from having contact with certain victims or going around certain places. And should you violate any of these special conditions, you will not be entitled to another bond while awaiting trial. Your bond will be revoked, and additional charges of aggravated stalking, influencing a witness, or any other charge could be brought against you. Some of these charges have sentences of up to 10 years in prison or fines of up to $20,000. So please take the court special conditions seriously. If you have family members who are watching this broadcast or friends who will assist you in posting this bond, they will be provided the bond information after we have concluded the first appearance calendar. They should wait up to 3 hours because it does take some time to process all of the paperwork through the system. If your family member or friend is an alleged victim, he or she will not be allowed to post your bond, as I have done a no contact order for all alleged victims in these cases for today's calendar. Some of you are charged for offenses for which the court is not authorized to set bond by law. In this event, a bond hearing will be scheduled before a superior court judge, and you will be informed of that date. If you are currently on active probation, this court is not authorized by law to set bail. In this event, a bond hearing will be scheduled before a superior court judge or before a magistrate court judge after your probation officer has had an opportunity to determine whether or not they want to place a probation hold on your matter. This often occurs during your preliminary hearing. The purpose of a preliminary hearing is to determine if there is enough evidence or probable cause to justify keeping you detained until such time as your case goes to trial. For misdemeanors only, if you are charged with only misdemeanors, you have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Waiving your hearing will not affect your right to post bond, your right to have an attorney appointed to represent you, or your right to a jury trial. It will only move your matter along through the system a little bit quicker. If you post bond, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived and you will be mailed a notice when to appear in the state court for arraignment. If you cannot make bond and you are facing only misdemeanors, you still have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing, and then you will just be taken to a state court judge instead of your court date being mailed to you. They will just move you through the pipeline and take you up a little bit sooner. At that time, you will plead not guilty and get set for trial, or plead guilty and be sentenced. So if you are facing misdemeanors only, I will ask you whether you intend to waive your preliminary hearing. If the answer is yes, you will sign the waiver in the jail today. We are going to take the lady first, followed by the gentleman. First on my calendar is Chelsea Clay.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Ms. Clay?
I'm okay.
Ma'am, you are charged with criminal trespass. Do you understand your charge?
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond is $3,500. Stay away from Chastity Glover. You should not return to 5890 Riverdale Road in Atlanta, Georgia. And because that is your residence, you can go with the sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you cannot go back to that property without a sheriff for any reason until this matter, let me finish, ma'am, until this matter is resolved, or until this condition is modified by another judge. You must also not violate any laws while out on bond. Are you able to make bond, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
You record a question?
You have a question?
You were about to interrupt me, so I'm assuming you had a question.
Oh, I was trying to say that my kids are there with her as well.
Okay, I've appointed an attorney to represent you. This is a misdemeanor offense. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Meaning to talk to have an attorney?
No, I appointed an attorney to represent you. So I'm just asking you a separate question of whether or not you wish to waive your preliminary hearing.
Like I don't understand, like to go to court or something?
Okay, since you don't understand, I'm gonna go ahead and set you down for April 20th at 8 a.m. in room 201. I have appointed a lawyer to represent you, Ms. Clay, so he or she will explain to you further about the preliminary hearing. I try to explain it, but I can't give you any legal advice. So if you still don't understand, that's perfectly fine. But I'm gonna go ahead and allow you to speak with your lawyer about it, okay? So your next court date is gonna be April 20th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a
Alrighty.
Next should be Amber Costa.
Here you come, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I have a question. So I have to pay a bill for April 20th? Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Oh, how you doing? So I'm saying that's not the court, that is April 20th.
No, she gave you a bond for 3,000 or something, so.
I mean, when she said something about.
I'm sorry, I heard a lot of background noise. It's appropriate to ask a question to the court or to move forward. Do you have a question, Ms. Clay?
Ms. Clay, did you have a question? Yes, you wanna know, she's gonna stay till April 20th.
I need to ask Ms. Clay if she has a question, she can come back before the court.
I have two questions. So I'm gonna allow you to ask your questions, but you cannot, there's a lot of background
So when you get off of the camera, you can't be talking loud to the deputies and everything else because it distorts the feed. What is your question, ma'am?
When you said something about collateral or whatever the case may be, I have a car
Okay.
and I wanted to know how can I possibly go about doing that?
So I have no understanding of how the different bonding companies or the sheriff allows the property bonds to apply. All I know is that you have to have equity at least 3 times the amount of the bond in order for that property to qualify.
Okay, and another question, that's my next court date, so I have to stay in jail until the April 20th, right?
No, I've given you a bond, ma'am. Your bond is $3,500. The waiver of the preliminary hearing, as I said it earlier, and if anybody else is listening, I'll say it one more time. The preliminary hearing is just to determine whether or not you can be you have enough probable cause for your charges.
Oh, because what I was trying to.
Because you didn't understand, so let me finish it, okay? Let me finish and explain, because you don't understand, but then you keep interrupting. So let me finish it, and maybe you'll understand better, okay? The preliminary hearing is an optional opportunity for your lawyer to bring you before the court to determine if there is enough probable cause or evidence to keep you in jail.
Okay, well, I would like.
Many people waive that preliminary hearing because the probable cause has already been found, right? If you have a misdemeanor, especially, we allow people to waive the preliminary hearing at their first appearance. Some judges even allow felonies to waive it. I'm not one of those judges, but your preliminary hearing is one of the first opportunity for you to talk with a lawyer about whether or not you should waive your charges. The bar is usually very low for probable cause. So most lawyers advise their clients to waive the preliminary hearing. I'm not telling you to or not to waive it. I'm just asking you if you don't want to waive it. It does not affect your ability to bond out. If you bond out today, let's say your car has enough equity to qualify as a bond and you bond out today, you will automatically be waiving your preliminary hearing because once you post bond, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived. Okay. That's the last time I'm going to be able to explain that because we have a lot of people on the calendar. So if people still don't understand, I will go ahead and set it down for April 20th if you have a misdemeanor, and then your lawyer will talk to you between now and then as to whether or not you should waive it. It does not affect your ability to bond out. So if I said it today and you still want to bond out, you can do that.
Okay, so I understand what you're saying. So if I say I want to bond out and use my car as the collateral thing, can I go ahead and do that to see?
It depends on if you have enough collateral and all of that, ma'am. I'm not keeping you in jail. The preliminary hearing is not keeping you in jail in any way, shape, or form. So you have a bond set. If you are able to make bond, then you can go ahead and post bond. If you're not able to make bond, then you will be brought up on April 20th.
Okay, well, I wanted to try to do the post the bond thing because, like I said, I did have my car for the collateral. I just wanted to see.
Thank you, ma'am. This is not the appropriate time to go through that. If anybody else is watching, Ms. Clay, we will not be doing 6-7 minutes of conversation. While I do understand, ma'am, you have a lot going on. The only thing that we're doing today is sharing the charges.
Okay.
Telling people their court date and setting bonds. So I'm glad we were able to get some of these questions out with you so that as everybody else comes forward, we can able to move this matter along much quicker. Okay, ma'am? So I hope everything works out for you and that you are able to use your car as collateral. Okay, you take care. Next, we will have Amber Costa. And thank you, Ms. Costa, for letting me know she had a question. Ma'am, you were charged with public drunk. Do you understand your charge?
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
It is you said no?
Yes, ma'am.
You want me to read the warrant aloud?
Yeah, sure. Yes, sir.
It's alleged that you appeared in an intoxicated manner in a public place and acted in a boisterous and vulgar manner upon arrival at the Quick Trip. The clerk approached the deputies, informing them that you were inside the Quick Trip causing a disturbance by cursing and yelling by stating, "I don't give a F about the police." Upon approaching you, the deputies could smell a strong odor of alcohol coming from your person, that you were continuously exhibiting extreme emotional changes throughout the encounter, and this occurred in Clayton County, Georgia. Your bond is $1,000 and you shall not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond, ma'am?
No, ma'am.
This is a misdemeanor. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
No.
Your next court date will be April 20th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank
I
you.
have a quick question though. So like you was telling her that if my preliminary hearing, so even if I'm not able to make bond, I gotta stay till April 20th, right? Technically, that's all I had to ask.
Yes, that's why some people waive it so they can get before a judge sooner. But that's up to you, ma'am.
I'll waive it then.
I'm not telling you to waive it. Please understand.
Right.
You want to waive it?
Yes.
Please sign your waiver. Next court date will come in the mail if you bond out. If you don't bond out, they will bring you up for your next court date. Next should be Mercedes' cousin. Ma'am, you are charged with possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Do you understand your charge?
Yes, ma'am.
You say yes, you do?
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond is $1,500 and you shall not violate any laws while out on bond. Are you able to make bond, ma'am?
I believe it's already been paid.
Okay. So then do you want to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day, ma'am.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Sean England.
You have next judge,
Sean England.
England?
Yes. Ma'am, you are charged with, good morning, you are charged with simple battery. Do you understand your charge?
Not really.
You wish for me to read it aloud?
Yes, but not to cut you off, but me and my girlfriend been together 22 years.
Okay, let me stop you.
Okay, go ahead.
You're about to go into your defense.
Oh, okay. I
That's not
apologize.
appropriate right now.
I apologize.
Let me tell you why it's not appropriate. There's not a lawyer here to protect you. There's not a prosecutor here, and we are streaming this live and we are recording this. So you may inadvertently say something that hurts you. So I do not allow people to give their defense at the first appearance. And you said you don't understand what your charges are. I'm happy to read this affidavit aloud for you. Do you want me to read it?
Yes.
It's alleged that you committed the offense of simple battery when you intentionally made physical contact with the victim, Janine Guillory, by her on the back multiple times. There's a video recording of this. You have lived together for over 20 years, and this occurred in Clayton County, Georgia. Your bond is $3,500. You are to stay away from Miss Guillory. You cannot return to 108 Fieldstone Parkway in Jonesboro, Georgia. It was indicated that that is your residence. As such, you can go with a sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. You cannot go back to that property without a sheriff's escort unless this matter is resolved or unless that condition is modified by another judge. You must also not violate any laws out on bond. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Are you able to make bond?
Does I have collateral in my property?
Mina, do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yeah, I waive it.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail, Miss England. Have a good day.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Brittany Jackson should be next. Ma'am, you are charged with driving under the influence. Do you understand your charge?
Yes.
Your bond is $5,000 and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond, ma'am?
Yes.
This is a misdemeanor offense. You have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. That looks like that's all of the female inmates. Is that what you all have?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. We'll get started with the gentleman in 1 second.
Okay, Joe, have a good day.
You too, thank you.
Come on, stand right here. You're gonna be the first. What they judge is ready. All right. Okay, cool.
Ms. Jackson, did you fill out a court-appointed form? I'm sorry, are the mail still, they just left? Aju, can you, never mind. They sent it over in the wrong order.
All right, Judge.
I have it now. All right, we are now moving on to the gentleman. Are you Mr. Anthony Chavez Azuna?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, you are charged with disorderly conduct, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and tampering with evidence. Do you understand your charge?
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond is $15,500, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Your next court date is April 19th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, Judge. Come on, sir. You can go back to the secretary.
Appreciate it. Can you get a phone number?
Who that don't slow down close in the cut?
Next should be Tavera Escalera.
You doing, man?
Give me 1 second, please.
Okay.
Okay, sir, you are charged with a felony count of violation of a Joint Substances Act. Do you understand your charge?
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond is $6,000, and you must not violate any laws while out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
This is a felony. Your court date is gonna be February 19th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
Thank you. Go ahead. Go back to the- Go clean this up. Yes, no, not that. Good. Go ahead.
Edward Gomez.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, you are charged with possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Do you understand your charge?
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond is $1,500, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
I've already paid bond. They said that my bond was posted a few hours ago.
Okay, I didn't receive that information. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so your next court date is gonna be April 20th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day, sir.
You too.
Thank you. All right, Adarian Johnson.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, you are charged with simple assault, possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime, and you're also charged with possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Do you understand your charges?
Yes, ma'am.
You do not have a bond at this time. Your next court date will be April 19th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
Shoot, ready. You did. Okay.
Cortez Johnson.
Yes, ma'am. How you doing?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
You're charged with 3 felony counts of violation.
Hold on. Sir, be quiet. Listen to the judge, okay?
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
You're charged with 3 felony counts of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, for possession of drug-related objects, and possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime. Your bond is $41,500, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
These are felony offenses. Well, all of them but one are felony offenses. As such, you cannot waive, but your next court date will be April 19th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
All right.
Come on, sir. Start with that confessor. It's funny.
Mr. Sheffield,
Yes, Your Honor.
you're charged with disorderly conduct. Do you understand your charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your bond is $1,500. You must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, Your Honor.
It's a misdemeanor offense, which means you have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
No, Your Honor.
Your next court date will be April 20th at 8 a.m. in room 1. Have a good day.
All right, go ahead. Come on, sir. Stand down. Let's go.
Mr. Sterling,
Yes, Your Honor.
you are charged with criminal damage to property in the second degree, simple assault, and simple battery. Do you understand your charges?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your bond is $25,000. You shall stay away from Tiffany Brown. You shall not return to 11696 Spring Lake Way in Fayetteville, Georgia. It was indicated that that is your shared residence. As such, I will allow you to go with the sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you cannot go back to that property without a sheriff's escort until this matter is resolved, until the condition is modified by another judge. Do you understand?
Yes, you said my bond is 25,000?
Yes, and you must also not violate the laws out on bond.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to?
Yes, ma'am.
One of your charges is a felony charge. As such, your next court date will be April 19th at 8 a.m. in room 2.
Can I ask what charge is a felony charge?
Criminal damage to property in the second degree.
Wow, I didn't even have.
Sir,
I said,
sir, I think you're about to go into your defense. As I stated earlier, this is not the appropriate forum.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's what you've been charged with. I am in no way saying you're guilty of that. You do have an attorney to speak with about your options, but that's what we're looking at right now, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Have a good day.
All right.
Come on, sir. You can go closer. There you go.
Briscoe Thomas.
Yes, ma'am. How are you today, Judge?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Okay.
You are charged with criminal damage to property in the 2nd degree, attempted window violation, and possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Do you understand your charges?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Your bond is $12,000. You are to stay away from Irene Williams. You shall not return to 9117 Homewood Drive in Riverdale. And you must not violate any laws about out on bond. Are you able to make bond, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
One of your charges is a felony. As such, your next court date is going to be April 19th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day, sir.
How much was that bond again?
$12,000.
12,000.
$12,000. Thank you.
Yes, talk to you under that.
You're welcome. Is there anybody else as you? It looks like we're done on my end.
That's correct, Judge.
All right, you have a good day, okay?
Good, Judge.
All right, bye-bye.